Thank you so much. We're coming to you from Northam here in Tabazimbi. This area is called Ward 7, where the EFF has taken its campaign, its Andris Dadani cleaning campaign to this area, because if you walk around this area, you'll see there are a lot of, dumping almost everywhere, almost at every street. So the EFF has taken its campaign to this area to clean. And I can tell you that I saw quite a number of EFF members are also here, and the EFF leader is also here, Mr. Julius Malema, and I'm now going to speak to him. Mr. Julius Malema, thank you so much for joining us here on SABC News. Let's talk about the purpose of this cleaning campaign and why it was named after the late Andris Tatane.
Thank you very much. This is Andris Tatane cleanup campaign adopted by the EFF that every Saturday for a minimum of 2 hours we'll be cleaning after our communities. Andris Tatane is our hero who was killed in Fixback in Free State for demanding water for his people. He died for service delivery, and therefore we don't want him to die in vain. We've make sure that we bring him back to life by ensuring that we clean after our communities. Today we're here at Northam Tabazimbi municipality. The area is rotten to the core. There is no corner that is not smelling. It has become a health hazard. It's dumping everywhere. What you see, what we're working on here, is just a drop in an ocean. And we've therefore given our structures that from today until next week Sunday, on daily basis, they must be cleaning up all these piles of dirt that we have come to experience all over Northam. We've also asked them, to our councillors, to march into the municipal manager's office to demand municipal equipment, because we're doing this from our coffers, yet our people are paying for rates and services in these municipalities. So we are asking that the municipal managers must release the equipment. If they need people to drive them, our people are there with qualification to drive them. And we are going to ensure that this Northam, within this week, is clean and our people can breathe a fresh air.
And if you look at this dumping site, almost every corner of this community, you can see that they've been there for years. How did the EFF get to identify them?
Well, we said to them, bring an area that is really rotten, where these people have turned our area into an illegal dumping site. They've built RDP houses on top of piles of dirt. This dirt has been here for years. It is these people who are saying to me that they've never seen anything like this in the past 10 years. And they are very grateful that the EFF has come to clean after their community. This is what we want the South African media to do, to expose these things, because it's not a complicated thing to do. It's not like water, it's not like electricity, requires no plan. It all needs the willingness of the politicians to clean after their communities. Equipments are there in municipalities, yet are not being used effectively to clean after our communities. We are challenging municipalities to adopt this as municipal resolutions to ensure that at least once a week it gets dedicated to cleaning communities.
So this area falls under the Tabazimbi local municipality, where the EFF also, formed, along with other opposition parties, formed a coalition to oust the ANC. So is the EFF also to be blamed for this kind of dumping in this area?
It is to be blamed. I asked the councillor of the EFF, for how long have you been a councillor in the municipality? And he says since 2021. And I asked him, what have you done with this? You pass this every day. You say our people must vote for the EFF. And yet you can't even do as simple as thing of cleaning after communities. We are partly to be blamed. We ought to take responsibility, because EFF has got councillors everywhere. Why can't these councillors of the EFF force municipalities to take resolutions? Where municipalities refuse to take resolutions because we're not in majority, use the little resources they have. Approach the businessmen, approach people who owns TLBs and tipper trucks to volunteer their equipment so that we can clean after communities. All you need is willingness. All you need is commitment. You need to fall in love with your people. You will never allow this to happen in your community.
Okay, when I conclude with you, I want to ask you about recently the EFF march, the EFF shutdown. You were calling for President Cyril Ramaphosa to step down, and you're also calling for the end of load shedding. Now, as we speak, President Ramaphosa is still there, and we are now back to load shedding stage 4. What do you make of that?
You should have started by thanking the EFF shutdown. That 3 days before the shutdown and 4 days, 5 days after the shutdown, you had some electricity, thanks to the EFF, which exposed the scam that is load shedding, that is man-made to favor IPPs. We are demanding that there should be a permanent electricity supply to our people and end to the load shedding. Ramaphosa will fall. Remember that the struggle is not a 21st birthday party. It's a rolling thing. It's a continuous thing. Look at now, President Mbeki has joined. President Mbeki has said, why do you use your majority to block accountability on Phala Phala? Why do you use your majority to block accountability on Eskom? If you ask the Deputy President of the EFF, I said to him after they voted against Eskom, I said to him, what is the purpose of us staying in this parliament? Because a senior Eskom manager, the CEO for that matter, said there is corruption in Eskom that involves politicians. Why would you use majority to block such an investigation? It's not made by Julius Malema. It's made by white senior person because you love your whites. Why do you do that? Because if it's Julius Malema, it's always, no, let's block it. He's going to use it for political end game. But this time it's a senior manager. To show that the ANC is rotten to the core, it's not even shaken by allegation of corruption made by a senior person in Eskom. And I said, if the majority works like this in parliament, we can as well just go home. And, you know, I feel very happy, vindicated by what President Mbeki said, that you don't use majority to suppress an investigation and holding accountable the executive. You must always make sure that the parliament hold the executive accountable. And I said to you, even during the march, that Phala Phala will never die. Phala Phala will be an issue until the man has been held accountable. You can be rest assured, President Ramaphosa will fall because of Phala Phala.
Mr. Malema, thank you so much for talking to us here on SABC News. That is the EFF Commander-in-Chief, Mr. Julius Malema. I can tell you that he's calling for all other municipalities to adopt this resolution and ensure that they clean up their areas. But for now, let's get back to you in studio.